So, this video is actually for those women who are actively looking for a husband, or a husband who is a leader, a protector, that kind of a husband who will take care of you, invest in you, and doesn't get threatened by what you do in life. So, like, if you want to have your own career or have your own business or something, he doesn't get threatened by that. I happen to attract that partner in my life from being single for my whole life, all my 20s. So I wanted to share something that might help other women change, unlearn, and fix in themselves to inconsistently, instead of just failing, getting ghosted, and not getting the person that they should be having. So I believe that everything starts from the inside, because when you change the universe from the inside, outside it reflects. So everything outside is a reflection of what you do on the inside, and eventually things will begin to fix outside as well. So the first thing that I really focused on was really questioning the concepts I've been taking in from social media. Either it's feminism, either it's all the concepts of independent woman, or anything I got from my parents and everything. I'm questioning and doing my own research and trying to find my own truth, and this is how it should be starting. One thing we women should all know, either you're a religious person or not, your attachment, your surrender, your core should always come from God. So if you are a woman who's attached to God, who is her core, her source of power, her source of everything is coming from God, there's nothing in this world that can actually do anything to her, or everything is then just working for her, like everything's working in your favor. And I'm telling you from my own experience, I rely so much on Allah, so much on God for everything, every single thing, for my next job, for my next thing, my next move, my next decision. And he's just, for somehow, anyhow, like out of nowhere, help comes, money comes, people come, some person, some guy just comes and helps, some person comes and helps you, or somewhere money comes. So your reliance should be on God completely. Your attachment should be on God. This is how a strong woman will be, not on the stupid ideologies like feminism, which doesn't have any backbone, or it's a hoax to feed the capitalist slave culture. So beware of this. I used to be that person, but then it just did only damage to me. So another thing that I started doing is practicing self-reflection upon myself, how I behave, how I think, what I do. I start observing myself from a third person. Why I'm saying this, because most and 100% of the problems you have, men have, other people have, is this because no one's observing themselves. Everyone's blaming other people. Everyone's saying that, oh, this person did this person did that. No one is questioning themselves, their patterns, their behaviors. Start making the habit of self-questioning, like your habit, or not questioning exactly, but like observation. So people who have this gift of self-awareness, they do really amazing in their life, and they suffer less. So you want to choose which way you want to go. Do you want to suffer, or you want to go through life through pain without the misery and in grace? The point of life is living in grace, and that's the highlight of my channel as well, that I wanted to live in grace. So what I was saying, I forget. So what I was saying is that I totally forgot what I said. So what I do is that I journal. I just remembered what I was saying. So I do is journal a lot. I write things down. I write my behaviors. I observe my conversation with my partner from a third person, observation. It helps me understand how I reacted, how he reacts. it helps me understand. So whenever next time when I'm addressing the same problem, I addressed it in a much better way, and his reaction was also better because I changed my reaction to that problem. So write that down on a journal, meditate, self-reflect on this, and write your qualities, your bad qualities, your habits, and everything. Do journaling, and keep a track of that. It's gonna help you in the long term a lot. And even if you don't like to write, you need to, take it as a self-treatment. You have to take the medicine to treat the disease. One of the highlighting things I changed in my life, I grew up as a very masculine woman. All my life I acted as a provider, as a boy. I always wanted to be a boy because this is the culture I was raised in, where being over ambitious was cherished, where being a boy or being like making a lot of money and being a masculine person is something that's like given as a rewarded to you. This is how I was raised by my parents. So this ended up me being single most of my life and very lonely, and I was not attracting any guy because I was so focused being the guy. In my late 20s, I kind of realized that there is something that's repelling men from me, and I realized that when I started dating men, good men who are leader men who are husbands, men who are husband material, men who are good men, they're getting repelled by me, and generally all men. So I was like, there's something must be like not right, like what's going on? So I really need to self-reflect. And with time I understood that I have a lot of masculinity in me. Like I give the impression of a man, which is repelling. So I changed this, starting from my behavior, starting how I dress. I used to dress like a boy, and I stopped doing that. So I switched to more feminine dresses. I've discovered my style and everything, and start dressing more feminine, more vintage, more something like that's aligned with my essence of a female, and more light colors, more happy colors, happy tones. I started from there, and I acted like I started tapping into my femininehood. Like if I need for help, I ask for help. Okay, because women's essence is to receive. So I started asking for help when I need help. And for example, if someone wants to open the door, I would just be very, rewarding that behavior to them. And someone is making a seat for me, or some guy is, trying to help me just out of chivalry, out of that. I'm letting them be that man who is like trying to help me, trying to, make way for me or protect me or something like that. I started doing this. And there's so many other things that I started doing. Like I think this needs another video, that what I actually changed and turned into my feminine self, because it changed the kind of men. And now I'm able to attract a lot of men, even though I have a partner right now, but naturally men are just attracted to me. So those are some of the things that I started doing. I try to fix my anger, or my most dominant emotion was anger. So most of the time, notice that what kind of people you're attracting in your life, what kind of friends do you have, what kind of circle do you have, and what emotion do you have the most. So my mind was anger, so I really need to work through that. And I even took counseling and therapy and all of that stuff to really work through and let go of the these negative energies I had from my family or my past things or trauma, anything I've been carrying out for a very long time. I started addressing it. I started going back to it. So, something I want to add on to this thing about masculinity and masculine energy is that having a lot of male friends, which I cut off, and I just cut off all the male friends and cut off as in I just start talking to them less and start hanging around with them less, and to very rare, and just talk to them sometimes, just to ask if they're okay. But having too many male friends is something alarming, and it's not a good impression. It's very telling about a woman who's seriously looking for a partner. When the guy sees that she has a lot of guy friends, it's a very wrong impression you are giving to the guy, especially if he's a guy who's like a very strong and disciplined man, a man I'm talking about. So, because if you try to understand the truth of a man's psychology, there is no such thing as a man and a woman being friends, and whenever that guy friends will get the chance, they will avail it. So try to be less with the masculine energy hanging around with the boys, because I used to do that a lot, and I tried to start hanging out more with women. I started making friends, and I started especially women who are like very feminine vibes, and they're like very much in touch with their feminine hood. I specifically avoid women who are stingy, who are negative towards men, and who are like who had a very bad experience with a relationship, and now they're passing this negative energy to other women. So any woman who spew hate towards men, relationships, and ask you to be single and stay independent and prioritize money and career over family and having a husband is just not the woman I would like to hang out with. So try to avoid such people in your life. You don't want that energy around you. Some important changes I made in my life is being a very disciplined person, and heal my things, whatever is the, if my anger is the dominant emotion, so I need to work on my anger. If fear is my dominant emotion, so I need to work on the fear, because it's gonna pass on to the relationships, and it's gonna pass on to the kind of people you're attracting. A disciplined routine is what you need in life, like waking up with meditation, yoga, prayer. Whenever you wake up, thank God, thank Allah 10 times, write everything every day, like what you're grateful for, and try to set a proper routine, try to get yourself in a discipline. This actually is the true form of self-care and self-love, when you are teaching your body self-discipline, like taking care of yourself. This is how it looks like. So I wake up, I have green tea, and then I try to connect with my family or talk to the person I love. And first I talk to God, and then I do meditation, and I wake up and I thank God and Allah for everything, the good blessings I have, and then try to prioritize my day, that what's important, I need to achieve that task, one task a day, small tasks, small goals, and what I need to achieve today, what I need to learn today, and all of this. And sleeping on time, not waking up till 4 a.m, not stay awake till late unless it's really necessary, and try to wake up by afternoon, and journal, write, meditate, understand, watch any productive video on YouTube instead of just doom scrolling. Try to make it more productive, like listen to a podcast that's like gonna help you, or listen to something like that's gonna help you spiritually and make you more connected to God, and take special time out for reading Quran, or reading any religious scripture or anything like that. Doing that looks very small, does not looks like it's not going to help you, and does not make any changes. But when you keep doing this over time, over and over again, discipline, and adding the good things in your routine and minimizing the bad routine habits, you have no idea what should I tell you. It changed my life entirely. I am able to manifest things I want. I'm able to receive. If I don't have money and I say I want money, I want job, it just comes, like. So you become more aligned with the God, you get more aligned with universe. And this is what the true feminine thing is. And it gives you so much power, self-care, and people can see this in you. Like, people get the energy that this person is disciplined, it's taking care of themselves, the way they speak, the way they carry themselves, the way they smell, and the way they are. All of this discipline is going to show in the form of energy, aura. When people meet you, they can tell. There's something very charming about this person. There's something different. People are naturally attracted to you, and you're so busy achieving those many goals for yourself. You have a goal in life that I need to be a good Muslim woman, or I need to be a good Christian woman, or I need to be more attached to God. Have a goal in life, not like materialistic goals are very damaging. Making money for stability is my goal, but this is not the ends to my identity. This is not my identity. Having a career is something, it's part of my life, but it's not my identity. So my goal in life is to be more aligned with the universe. My goal is to be more feminine. My goal is to be surrendered to God, serve my family, be more nurturing, and be more intelligent, a woman, and be more wise. This is my goal. I need to achieve these things. So have these kind of goals and try to create habits in a day that brings you closer to these goals, which will help you manifest and cut out all the negative energy and negative desperate energies as well. Another thing that a lot of women are also like, maybe modern women, they face these things about desperate energies, and they suffer from these things if they're looking for a partner and all of that. So having a discipline, having a goal, such wholesome goals in life actually also cut out the desperation from you, because you are now busy with something more greater. You have a greater purpose in life. So when you meet people or something, like impressing people pleasing, or that is not the goal of your life now anymore. So this naturally actually attracts everyone to you. So that's something I just wanted to highlight. You only find other kinds of people. So I stopped doing those things. I started joining authentic communities, like a yoga community, like a soul-friendly community, where I meet a lot of women. I made good friendships with women there as well. Like going to such events which are like not wasting your time with desperate people or people who don't know what to talk about and all of this, but I sit more with women and men who are more wise than me. And yeah, these are some of the basic changes. I'm not gonna fill you with a lot of information, because I know a lot of you might be too much for you. I don't believe in that giving too much information at one time. So these are some of the basic changes I started. And I started making amends with my family. I started working on my emotions and working on my discipline, started being more attached to God. It actually takes the anger, all the negative energies out of you, and it makes you more connected to like your womankind, your woman loving energy. So this is what you want, and eventually you will see that the outer people are a good manner of noticing this thing in you. And every man, in the end of the day, any good man, no matter how beautiful you are, no matter how rich you are, they don't care. In the end, every man wants a woman who makes him feel peaceful, who makes him feel respected and wanted. In the end, a good husband material man, I'm talking about a man who's a leader, who's a protector. So if you want that, then yes, you need to start doing things like this.